Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Dani Walker, and today I want to share about ways that you can deal with comparison. I was Miss Montana USA 2018 as well as a former model, so I've dealt with a lot of comparison in the pageant and fashion industries, and I think it's important to talk about. If you want to learn a little more about me, you can check out my website, DaniWalkerOfficial.com, or follow me on Instagram at Dani Walker. But aside from that, let's get into this topic. Comparison is something that's really been affecting me lately. Ironically enough, I did not have many issues with comparison competing at Miss USA, although I was surrounded by some gorgeous, talented, intelligent, and just all around incredible individuals. But it is something that after this experience has really been affecting me, and that's normal because we're all human and it's something we're going to go through. So the way that I've been dealing with this is first by identifying my triggers. I have realized when I see or hear certain things that it brings up those feelings of inadequacy. And the number one thing for me is really Instagram. Although I enjoy Instagram and I think it could be a really great way to connect with your audience or share positive messages, I've really found myself comparing myself to my friends who are just killing it in their industries, and I'm so happy for them. They're my friends. I want to see them succeed and do well, but at this phase in my life I feel very stagnant. I feel like I'm not accomplishing everything that I could or should. So what I've done instead of unfollowing people is just to mute their feed for a while, because every time I see them doing something so great that I want to be doing too, it does not help me personally to be able to accomplish those goals. So that's number one. Identify your triggers and stop those from entering your life and entering your mind. After you figure out what your triggers are, I think it's important to replace those negative thoughts that you do come across with something positive. So what I've been doing is focusing on any successes that I have experienced. And whenever I think about the things that I've accomplished so far, it does bring my confidence back up, and it does something else. It makes me feel grateful for everything that I've experienced, and it just reminds me about how blessed I am and how fortunate I am to be in the position that I am right now in the present, even if it's not where I want to be just yet. If this is something that you do when you're dealing with comparisons, then comment "been there" below to let me know. And if you have another tactic or way of confronting this, then comment that below as well, because I'd love to hear that, because maybe it's something that myself or other subscribers can incorporate into their lives to help deal with this issue of comparison. Lastly, I want to mention something that I just heard on the Influencer podcast, which I would recommend you to subscribe to. I absolutely love it. Jewel Solomon is an amazing host of that show, and she brings on great guests. And one of them was Sarah Tripp, who is this fashion blogger. And her advice was to consume less and create more. So for every minute of your day that you spend looking at someone else's life and idolizing that, spend 5 investing in yourself, in your creative process, or whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So for me, that's this channel, and that's really where I've been putting all of my energy, is into learning more about how I can create better content and how I can reach a bigger audience and how I can provide value for everyone. So I've really been channeling all of my energy into that, and I find that it helps to take my mind away from comparisons. And the other piece of advice she mentioned, which I loved, in regards to any industry, is that it might be saturated, but it's not competitive. And I loved hearing that, because she was referencing that whenever you see somebody who's doing something that you want to do, it really doesn't matter if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to be a social media influencer. There's usually people that are at the top of that industry, but there's not that many of them. And if you aspire to be like those people, it's all about putting quality into your work. So don't feel bad if you feel like there's so many people around you who are accomplishing incredible things. There's actually not that many of them. And if you aspire to be like someone else or have something that they have, then just focus on putting quality into your work and you will be able to achieve those things. And I just loved hearing that message and really wanted to share it with you guys. Obviously, comparison is not something new, but it's something that has really been deterring me from moving forward in life. It's something that's been unexpectedly affecting me, and I'm trying to find purpose in that. And I think that purpose might be just so that I can understand what so many other people are experiencing so that I can provide even more value. So I'm just taking this season in my life and I'm hoping to find some purpose by sharing it with you, and I hope that you're able to get some ideas or find encouragement in this episode, or at least just know that you're not alone. So I want to thank you for clicking on this episode, and if you found it encouraging or if you found that it added some value to your life, then please give it a like, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to this channel because I want to bring lots more content like this. So if you really liked it or want to hear more or have suggestions for new episodes, I'm always listening. Leave those suggestions in the comments below. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me for this episode, and I hope to see you soon.